What's up, everyone, and welcome back to our Living North Phoenix podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Excited for this episode, so let's get right into it. So we were supposed to do another fitness February edition. Didn't pan out exactly like how I was hoping. So that will conclude our Fitness February series, moving into Mental Health March. We were doing a guest speaker every week. We're probably going to cut that back. Just it's a lot of work and coordinating and all that stuff, and with everything else going on, probably not able to continue that. But we will still have guest speakers, just not at the same frequency. And before I continue, wanted to give a shout out to one of our faithful podcast watchers and listeners. Two shout outs, actually, both Aaron and Surrey. So thanks for being part of our show. Thanks for being our valued subscribers and all that amazing stuff. Let's get into our podcast today. So again, I hope you've been enjoying the speakers that we've had so far. Just giving all different sorts of opinions and experiences with their fitness journeys. Hopefully you have found value in that. In case you heard that, my Facebook is on, so I need to shut that off. There we go. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was, as I've talked about many times before, is our events. We have coming up, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see what I'm about to show you here shortly. If you're listening to it, unfortunately you can't, but I'll maybe give you some other resources. April 19th, I guess the word would be flagship event. So here it is, Valleypalooza. Cannot wait for it. It has been a long year or 10 months, I guess, to this point, waiting for it to happen, and I cannot wait. We have close to, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it, but pretty close to triple the vendors that we had last year, which I'm humbled, grateful, and super stoked for, providing different types of products, services, everything for everyone that's going to be there. Just in that of itself, it's going to be amazing. So, as an example, we have four schools that are going to be there. And I understand not everyone has kids and not everyone has kids that are in these age brackets, but for the schools that will be there, we have four of them. Just different community resources that are going to be there, along with all the products and other services, I just think is outstanding. And I'm just at a loss for words as to who has reached out expressing an interest in being there. And I'm stoked for it. I can't wait. Over the past couple weeks, especially as we get closer and closer, looking at who we have for vendors and sponsors and who's going to have a booth and food trucks and all that stuff, and basically the layout of the event. It's been proving to be far more difficult than last year in a good way. I'm happy to have that problem, but just trying to give everyone the best possible experience from, where to place the band, where to have the entrance, the food trucks, just everything. So when you guys show up, you can enjoy it to the best of your ability, and everyone that's there can just chill, hang out, enjoy, celebrate our community, and support our local businesses as what defines our vision and mission. And I know those two are different, but to me, there's so much in alignment. I'm yeah, I can't wait. Like it's it's been so awesome. Last year going up to the event, as maybe I've said before, but I'll say it again, or maybe it's the first time you're hearing it, is going up to the event. We charged an admission last year, although the admission it was very lax from the standpoint, there were a lot of giveaways. It was more about having people show up than it was collecting monies. Um, a lot of the admission went to, our charity and other stuff. The actual collecting of admission wasn't important really at all. But there were vendors and sponsors that contributed to the event, and it was a big concern of mine that, it's our first one. You're going from an online Facebook group to something in person. Who's going to show up? Are five people going to show up? Like, I didn't know. I certainly had a goal and I wanted a certain number of people to show up, but there was a concern in mind. Like, what if five people show up? Like, literally five people. And I'm not joking. Like, a couple people super close to me and supporting me throughout the event and stuff, as many people did, were like, you're not going to have five people. But as I told them, if there are five people and you can't find me, I will be in my car vomiting because I was that concerned because that many people trusted in me to deliver an experience. And I'm not saying the attendees weren't expecting an experience. They were paying for something. I wanted to deliver value on that too. But having the vendors and sponsors, contribute towards the funds and attendees, I wanted to make sure everyone would have as awesome as an experience as possible. I think they did. That doesn't mean there aren't areas we're improving on, and next year there's probably going to be more. What I will say is, last year the event ended. Was certainly tired. I was there since probably 6 in the morning till whatever, 6 at night, I guess. And, lots of walking around and talking and, all the stuff going up to it. It was just a lot, right? Um, and as the event ended, and then we went to a happy hour over at Kitsune, our good friends who actually had a beer for us that day. It was a Valleypalooza beer, a Living North Phoenix beer that Tyler made for us. We were hanging out, and there was a sense of relief, but there was also something missing. And as corny or weird as it might sound to some people, doesn't sound corny or weird to me, is there was something, there was a void. So then I was like, oh, okay, miss everyone. It was super fun, and it really, really was. Next morning I'm going to wake up and be like, I can take some days off, uh, and just, do real estate or whatever else that looks like. The next morning I woke up not tired, in fact, had more energy and was like, oh boy, I really missed everyone and miss everyone. I miss the setting up. I miss the teardown. I miss the talking to people. I miss seeing everyone there, seeing the vendors and the success that they had. Like, it was a big void, and immediately went into planning for this year. So, what will happen in whatever it is, the exact, I don't know, 50 days or whatever, like, is literally a year of planning. And I don't know how the following day will be, if there's going to be another void or whatever. I'm guessing there will be. And I hope that comes across to you guys. Like, you as the community mean so much to me, and this is why we do it. And it's always trying to improve and provide more value. Not just have an event and take money and you guys buy stuff and be over with. That's not what it's about at all. It's about getting everyone together and just having an amazing experience. That's what it's about. And we have another version of our layout for the event that has been worked on. And time of this recording, I'm excited about it because it's a big change from when I first envisioned, in a good way. And I think it will provide everyone a better experience. And to me, that does matter very much so. And just can't wait for everything about it. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So along with that, if you're in the Facebook group or on our calendar on our website, hopefully you have seen. If you haven't, you're hearing about it now. And by the way, if you're just listening to the podcast, or I'm sorry, if you're watching YouTube, again, Valleypalooza, if you're just listening to this, go to valleypalooza.com. That has everything updated with the vendors that we have there, our food trucks, everything's there, schedule of events. It's so awesome. But we do have some exciting additional events. So in April, we are doing a class. I don't remember the name of it, but it's being put on by one of our good friends and group supporters. I can never remember how to pronounce his last name, so I don't want to insult him by saying it, but Ryan with Absolute Pest Solutions is going to be doing a free class on termites, bugs, what to look out for. Him and I chatted one time, and I learned a lot, even as a realtor, like about roof rats and their migration patterns and just the different things to be on the lookout for. Like, it's not a class like show up and, here's a program you can buy and we're going to get rid of termites. Like that's not what these classes are about. It's about education, learning about what to look for, how to prevent things, and how to be educated about whatever the topic is. So, for details on that, please go to our website or Facebook group and find our different calendars and events, and make sure you subscribe to our website calendar, which will sync to your Google Calendar or whatever you have. But along with that, and we will have other ones also, other educational classes, we do that at least once a month. But in April, we just announced our pet adoption event, which we got tremendous feedback on. We're so looking forward to that. It's going to be at, if I remember the name correctly, if I don't, I apologize, Tina, E3 Cryo over around 50th Avenue in Bell. And it's just going to be a super fun time, and hopefully a bunch of the pets, dogs get adopted, but definitely show up to that. So that will be a week, just about a week, well, just more than a week after Valleypalooza. So Valleypalooza is the 19th. This is going to be the 27th, although that doesn't really sound right now that I say it. So bear with me while I pull up a calendar. Uh, I guess that's right. So yeah, the 27th. Um, from like 8 a.m. to noon, I think is what we're doing. And the night before, we're like going full speed ahead in April. So Valleypalooza is on the 19th, and we're going to give you a week to recover from it. I don't mean drinking, I just mean a week to recover from it. But on the 26th, we're having a Living North Phoenix night with the Rattlers. So we are getting awesome seats and an experience there. Um, and most importantly, so show up, and it's going to be a section for the Living North Phoenix community. Hopefully we can get 30,000 people to show up, but whether it's 100, 1,000, I would love for every one of you listening, watching, and in the group to show up. Tickets, I think, are 15 or 20 bucks, but most importantly, forget the community and forget being together and all that stuff. What's super awesome is a portion of that ticket sales is going directly to our Valleypalooza charity partner, Put on the Cape Foundation for Hope. So we don't want you just showing up, to be able to give money to Put on the Cape, but a portion of the proceeds go directly to them. Nothing goes to Living North Phoenix. There's no like upcharge. If tickets are 15 bucks, five of it is going to Put on the Cape. If tickets are 25, whatever the amount is, five is going to Put on the Cape. So for every ticket that's bought, 5 bucks is going to Put on the Cape. So really, let's get together and raise as much money as possible. They will be at Valleypalooza. All of our raffle sales, which is going to be online this year, all of our raffle sales and 5 bucks from each ticket is going to Put on the Cape. So really, let's get together as a community to bond even bigger and raise as much money as possible for them so they can just get as much money as possible to help their awesome foundation and owner, Sean, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong, Ravi. So I'm also in the early stages of planning our second annual golf tournament, which will be at Rancho Mañana. We think right around May 9th. It probably will be that Friday. Once I get the details, I will let you guys know. But yeah, we're going full events and as big as possible. starting with Valleypalooza, that doesn't mean we wouldn't want 1,000 people at Ryan's termite class or bug class, but Valleypalooza, pet adoption, Rattlers, golf, reach out with questions. If you can't find the details yet, they might not be everywhere just yet. Got a lot going on. And if you haven't seen, so we do have in our newsletter, and you have to be subscribed to our newsletter to get this. But our good friends at Fatso's Pizzeria off 32nd Street and Thunderbird um, have a special code, which is good for only our newsletter subscribers. So subscribe to our newsletter. If you don't know how, reach out to me or go to our website. There should be a link at the top that says join newsletter. But in the newsletter will be the code as well as what the discount is. And believe me, you absolutely want to get that. And if you don't know what Fatso's is, it's a pizzeria, live music, super cool family atmosphere. Um, it's so fun to be there. The food's good, the beer's good, and join the newsletter to get that code. Or if you already have the newsletter, make sure you look out for the code to get it to take advantage of it. Um, let's see, what else did I want to go over? So, one other thing is I've mentioned this before. You guys might not, you might know this, you might not know it, but I will bring it up again, which is I never designed Living North Phoenix to be a real estate outlet. Um, that doesn't mean that I never said I was a realtor. In the Thursday business thread, I always do. But it also means like the group was never focused on that. So at some point in the recent past, I had looked up how many posts I have or made, and I don't remember the exact number now, but I think it was like close to 8% of the total posts that are in the group were from me. And of those, like 10, 10 to 15% might have been real estate related. And usually it was about like data or, one of my clients' listings for homes for sale, who's a member of the group. So trying to help them sell their home through the community. I've taken a little bit of a change in that stance where not that I want the group to be used as like a real estate funnel, but I also want you to know I am a realtor. And if you're thinking about selling, I would love to be a resource. If you're thinking about buying, I would love to be a resource. And you'll see different posts from me about whether it's the clients that I've worked with in the past that are in the group that, had an experience. Hopefully it was good. And you'll see other stuff that I'm sharing that I hope you will find valuable. And again, if you're listening to this or watching it or both or whatever, and you're thinking about buying a home, selling a home, your home's on the market, and you have questions, I can't reach out to you, but if you choose to reach out to me, we do have a code of ethics as realtors. I can't violate that. But if you reach out to me and have a question about something, if there's something I can answer, I will. And I'm here for that. Again, it is not meant to be a real estate funnel. I will post homes for sale. And if there's an opportunity to help you, awesome. I hope to earn that trust, and I am here for that. I will say two things relating to that, which is also much of the real estate sales helps continue and grow Living North Phoenix. Dollars do get put into this, whether it's the website, podcast, events. Valleypalooza was on paper, a losing business venture money-wise last year. It probably will be break even this year. And while it meant a lot to me, the event meant a lot to me, and I was happy to do it and more than happy to do it and wanted to do it and will continue doing it. Um, it costs money. And the real estate sales help that funnel, and I have funnel in the word, or the word funnel in parentheses, because it just all gets put into the same type pot, so to speak. And quite honestly, if more sales occur through real estate from Living North Phoenix, the more dollars get put back into it to help with what we're looking to do and grow, support more businesses, which, speaking of that, we have a new partnership with Local First Arizona. Very excited about that. We're going to be bringing more education to the group and the brand and all that stuff. And also, just announced in the Facebook group, we have a new partnership with State 48. So we're going to have some new merch available. But all of these dollars get put into these things to support the community. So I'm not going to like beg for business. Um, but I want to let you know, I'm very transparent. The dollars from real estate sales go into the Living North Phoenix brand. And thus, when there's more sales, more stuff happens. So, if less sales occur, does that mean less stuff happens? I will still do everything I can to do that. But if there are more sales available, then those dollars get put into that. And I'm still dedicated to help the community, do everything I can, regardless of what happens with real estate. Uh, so I will just leave it at, if you're thinking about buying or selling, or you're currently selling and have questions, I'm here to help. You can visit the website, blairballin.com, blairballin.com, whatever. Just so you know, the last name is actually pronounced Ballin. I always said Ballin, but people like to say Ballin. So occasionally I might slip and say Ballin, because I've gotten accustomed to saying Ballin because people think it's funny. But blairballin.com, blairballin.com. You can always text or call me, 480 233-6433. Almost forgot my own number. And you can also just direct message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. I'm here to help. You have questions about a home if you're renting and curious about buying, curious about the market. What should you look for? What should you look at? I'm here to help. So thank you so much for listening. Again, March is going to be Mental Health March. How many guests we have on yet? Don't know. Probably gonna end up doing it every other week. The podcast, that is, and then whether we have one guest or two, I don't know. I know we already have one so far. And then please make sure you have in your calendars Valleypalooza, valleypalooza.com. Make sure you sign up for Ryan's bug class. Make sure you save the date for Valleypalooza. Make sure you spread the word about the pet adoption event. Make sure you attend and join us for our Rattlers Night Out. And make sure, if you're a golfer, to sign up for golf. Details aren't yet out there. It'll be like a scramble type tournament, best ball, whatever you want to call it. It was super fun last year. All uh, all types of golfers are allowed. It's just a time to come out and have fun. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, if you're not in our Facebook group, please join. If you are, please engage. That's what our community thrives on. Subscribe to our calendar. Thank you so much for listening to this and being a part of our community, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.